Yes, we fall into patterns and negative loops, which we're going to talk about, but regardless, there's always the opportunity to come back to self, right? Life is a cycle and we go through these loops to learn and love, but often when we find ourselves in these negative loops, we have to identify the starting point, because every negative season we go through has a starting point. And sometimes that starting point was simply a thought. And after that thought produced a negative action. And after that action produced another action, which formed a bad habit. And the next thing you know, we have created a negative loop that we cannot get out of. And this could be very detrimental. It could be exhausting. It could be so disappointing because we go through constant disappointment with ourselves. And I'm sure every single one of us is very hard on ourselves. That's something I think we can all agree on, is that we beat ourselves up. And yes, it's important to be accountable for ourselves. It's important to keep ourselves in check. But at the same time, we can't bury ourselves into the ground. And when we are going through a negative cycle, it's very important to watch how we are conversating with ourselves. Because we might have got into that negative cycle through negative conversations with ourselves. We have a deep relationship with ourselves, if you like it or not. Who do you spend the most time talking to every single day? Probably yourself. We are in our own mind. We are going back and forth. We wake up in the morning, we walk in the bathroom. Who do you see? You see yourself. We have a relationship with ourselves, and the conversations we have with ourselves need to transform. You understand? I'm not saying be positive 100% of the time and disregard the negatives in our life. Not at all. But what I am saying is using the word to spark the light within, to produce a positive action that could break us out of that negative loop. Every negative loop we go through is the sum of a handful of continuous events, actions, habits. They are our results. The negative loop you are in is your results. You could say these are my results, but because they are your results, you have the power to change them.
Ooh, this is kind of close. Hey everybody, I'm back from a day of doing things for me, and I just wanted to make this video to help people out there who may be feeling a little off and a little bit depressed, because I've been feeling like that lately. So these are just some of the things that you can do to really keep your spirits high. Shout out to TINGZ. I just want to make it clear that the audio, the person speaking was TINGZ. It's HINDZ. Please feel free to check out their YouTube, check out some of their videos. I stumbled across this video called The Negative Cycle You're In Ends Today, and I really got inspired by it, so I decided to make this video. So once again, I just want to say thank you guys for clicking on it. I hope that you guys take into consideration everything that was said. Thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video soon. Period. Bye guys.